If the words budget or allowance make you flinch when it comes to your relationship, yeah, you're not alone. Talking about money with a partner is one of the fastest ways to trigger anxiety, shame, or even fights. But it's really important to understand you are allowed to set financial boundaries. In fact, it's necessary. Money is one of the top reasons that couples break up. And it's not really because somebody spends too much at Target, typically. It's because they have a hard time actually discussing expectations, values, and boundaries before things get tense. Most of us were not raised with healthy models for how to manage or even really to talk about money. So now we kind of fumble through it. We get defensive, we avoid it until it explodes. But boundaries are not control. So telling a partner, here's your allowance, or you can't spend that without a shared agreement. That's not a boundary though. That is a financial control, and it can start to feel less like love and more like power. Real boundaries would be like, here's what I need in order to feel financially secure in this relationship. What do you need? I'd like us to agree on, on discussing any purchases over X amount of money for both of us, or can we build a budget together? So that we can each agree together on what's a reasonable amount of money. It's always a good idea, if you can, to create a certain amount of money that you each agree you can spend without having to talk to the other person first. So there's some independence, Financial fights aren't usually really about money though. They're about meaning. So if your partner grew up with scarcity, spending might feel like freedom. If you grew up around constant money anxiety, spending might feel unsafe. And now your nervous systems are at war over a credit card swipe. And things can get pretty deep when someone feels like they're being put on a budget. It can really activate wounds like that, feeling controlled, feeling like they don't have independence, they don't deserve nice things. And that's why it's smart to bring in a third party if this is feeling too fraught, like a budgeting coach, a financial advisor, a financial counselor, a budgeting counselor. There are people that do this for a living. And someone who really understands it's not just math, it's also emotion, it's about power, safety, all of those things. You're not a villain for wanting to feel secure, and you're not selfish for asking your partner to plan with you. It's important, and it can build intimacy to be able to say, I want to do this together and let's get aligned. Money conversations may not be romantic, but they're really, really important. So what's one money issue, boundary that you've struggled to bring up in a relationship? Let me know in the comments.